Welcome back to our podcast. My name is Sarah and I'm with AI Solutions, and I'm here with my partners, Brody and Olivia. This episode is called Internship Happens, a 2023 recap. So if you're not caught up, I highly recommend going back and listening to our last 4 episodes where they cover interview prep, etiquette, salary negotiations, and building a resume. Those can all be found on our social media platforms at AI Solutions and anywhere that you've been listening to this podcast. With this episode, this is going to be the final episode, and it will hopefully give you some good insight into our internships, specifically our process, and just overall experience overview. So our internship program typically runs for 13 weeks in the summer. For example, last year it went May 2022 to August 18th, so around 13 weeks, and typically we post those roles in late January, early February to make sure that we have plenty of time to cast a wide net and give you all plenty of time to apply. So we leave them open for as long as possible to make sure that we're including everyone and hopefully have plenty of time to conduct a significant amount of interviews. After being open for a few weeks, that's when our managers really start to go in there and narrow down their list. So we're going to give you some helpful tips later that will hopefully get you within that first round.
Yeah, so I actually asked Sarah, I said, so how many applicants did we have last year? It was crazy. It was 900 applicants just on our applicant tracking software. And then we even had more that applied via Handshake and LinkedIn. So, I think we conducted roughly 85 interviews and made hiring decisions as early as mid-March, but finalized all the interns by April. So it's like you're going from 900 people applying just on our website, and then you've got 85 interviews, and then knocking all that out within, a very quick time to have hires made by mid-April.
Yeah. And last year we had 8 internships, I believe. So all of those people were fighting over, 8 different openings, which is wild. So 4 of those internships are what we called our engineering interns. They weren't our only engineering interns, but those ones supported specifically the NASA Launch Services Program at Kennedy Space Center down in Florida. So they supported one of our contracts, and they were working with the Vehicle Engineering and Analysis Department. They were, working with commercial launch systems directly with our NASA partners. They were getting a really in-depth overview down there in person. And the roles and responsibilities covered a range of engineering disciplines. So each of those 4 interns had a, specific specialization that they focused on. All were working with, different analysis, independent verification, validation, etc. We could honestly talk for hours about what these interns did. But those 4 were in person. And, overall, it was really cool to see them. We do post on our social media pages, our interns and kind of an overview of what they did. So please feel free to go and check those out as well. Another one of our interns was assigned to our digital media intern. So he was also supporting the NASA Launch Services Program at Kennedy Space Center, but he was more on the internal side where he got to work kind of more with like marketing teams and things like that, where he was out, sitting at our NASA customer, but as well as working events where he worked with the marketing and communications team to kind of showcase NASA's mission. So he got hands-on experience in person as well as at home. He got to edit a lot of the software and videos and recordings at home, but he got to be in person to actually experience them and interact with the team. So that was super cool. Last NASA intern that we had was a desktop support specialist. And he worked out there at NASA, again at Kennedy Space Center. So a lot of internship options out there. He was assigned to work in a team environment. He worked with the communications and telemetry team. They support like system operations and maintenance, which is just like a really cool way to say that he had a really cool experience and got to do it all within NASA's hangar. So we have a hangar out there at Cape Canaveral, and he got to sit out there and work with multiple different aspects of the team. Again, just gained some super cool experience. All of our NASA interns were great. And then we had 2 more internships. Last but certainly not least, these internships were supporting our Free Flyer product group. Both interns were actually able to work remotely full time due to the nature of their work. So we do offer some in person, some remote internships. They got to contribute to solutions of real world flight dynamics within the aerospace industry. And again, that's the software that we talked about briefly, and I believe it was the first episode. And we sell that to other companies within the aerospace industry. So that was just a really cool experience for them as well. They got to support NASA, Air Force, Space Force, commercial companies worldwide, everything. So our interns get really cool experience. And another plug, our internships are paid.
So now we want to leave you all with some helpful tips for anyone wanting to land one of our summer internships. First up is apply early. We will post our internships on our webpage, Handshake, and LinkedIn. Make sure to turn on your post notifications or follow our company on LinkedIn and Handshake so you are notified when those go up. We leave the roles open as long as possible, but unfortunately every year we have some students reach out to us after the hiring decision has already been made. So get your application in as early as possible.
Yep.
And then next step, feel free to ask questions. Don't hesitate to reach out to us or follow up on your application or maybe ask any questions that you had. While in the application process, just don't be afraid to reach out.
Yes.
Yeah. And remember, like we said earlier, 900 people plus apply.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get it in quick.
Yep.
So also when you're doing this, so put your best foot forward. So by that, what we mean is make sure your resume highlights your strengths that we mentioned before, relevant coursework, any special projects you participated in. This is going to help the hiring manager and the recruiter get a grasp of where you are in school and how familiar you are with different programs and things that you could help with. And then, again, we talked about this in the other episode, prepare for the interview. If you're selected for an interview, make sure you've listened to our interview episode where we cover those questions and how to succeed and what we're looking for as a company.
Definitely. Lastly, I want to say, like, this piece of advice, learn as much as you can. That's what internships are for. Yes, they look good on resumes, but what good is that if you can't apply it into, your career and your next job? Once you start an internship here at AI, we really take pride in that you gain meaningful and paid experience that propels you forward. Because not only do we value the support that our interns give, we do everything we can to bring interns back. So if you work for us sophomore year and you do a great job, we're going to do everything we can to get you into that next internship position the next year. We also have a history of hiring our interns post-graduation. Definitely not unheard of. But then also, if you do an internship with us and you're a great help, we had this happen this year to 2 different employees that we had. They were later brought on for part-time positions to work while they're doing their degree. So it's kind of like an extension of the internship. And again, it's paid. It's more experience that you get, and it, makes you more comfortable as far as going into the job force after college, hopefully with us. But even if it's with another company, we want you to be prepared. We want you to have a good time, and we want it to be a great experience for you.
Yeah. And I just want to throw something else in too. So, I think I've been here a year and a half or a little more now, but I did get to sit through an entire internship process, and so is Sarah. And I can say that, every situation's different, but if you come in and you're dedicating yourself and you're helping the mission, managers are going to do their best to bring you on full time. Mm-hmm. That's the truth of it. They're going to try to find a spot for you once your internships are done. They want you to be an AI employee. So, I mean, I just know that I can speak to that. We've seen it firsthand. If you do a good job, they want to bring you on our team, and our company does that.
Yeah. I want to say we've hired 5 separate people that I know of in the last year and a half that I've been here, or even under that we've brought back because they were former interns and they were great working for us, then had good impressions on us throughout their process, that we brought them back. Yep. And that's awesome. I feel like it's almost unheard of.
Well, that's what it's about.
Yeah, definitely. Great. Well, that's it. That wraps up our podcast series for you. We wish you the best of luck in all of your future endeavors, whether it's with AI or, with another company, anything that you do. We just hope that this has been helpful for you. And we hope to see some of your names coming through for our internship applications.
Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Bye.